Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host Gamer K, and it is the end of April, and it is going to be one hectic video to end the month off. I'm a glutton for punishment, evidently. As for those who have seen my ranking videos, where I did my ranking Common Rider, excluding Saber and Revised, because it wasn't out when I did that video, ranking the bosses of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, doing my ranking videos. I always tend to do a lot more ranking when there's a whole bunch to talk about. And doing my Ghostbusters enemies and bosses list, that was about 50, so I had to get through them pretty quickly. Now, because I love Food Wars, and I finished Season 4 last year, and I'm still waiting for 5 to get dubbed. Hopefully, it will be soon this year. I did my top 13 Food Wars dishes before Season 4 was out. I decided to rank every dish that was done in Season 4. And there was 22 dishes in that season. So I'm going to be going through them pretty not so in depth that I take so much time. But I'm gonna need access from my databanks in order to get this as accurate. And what is about Food Wars? It's an anime thing, so you wouldn't understand. Now let's get started. Starting off the list from the bottom to the top is Mimasaka's 10-piece tuna ruby sushi with gunkanmaki. I have no freaking clue what that is, but basically, Mimasaka is a copycat. Like, in every anime, there's always a bunch of tropes of characters when their fighting style or whatever. And Mimasaka tries to copy his opponent's cooking styles. But he throws his own little twist in, so he will be able to come victorious. And this 10-piece sushi looks absolutely delicious. I don't think I'm going to be putting photos for every single one, but if I do, then I do. It's delicious, but it's basic 10-piece sushi, and the sushi dude who beats him did it a little bit better, so it's at the bottom, but it all looks delicious. Coming number 21 is the, let's see, where is it? The spear squid causa, which is spear squid, and it looks, just looking at it, it looks something like a multi-layer dish, and spear squid hamburger meat, mashed potato, and aparama. Hang on. I'm just going to Google some information a little bit. Come on. Give me the information. Okay. Oh, aparama is a kind of rare fish in the Amazon. It's got the texture of chicken, I guess, what they said. So it makes the dish look it really looks delicious. It's mashed potatoes and squid meat with that fish. I can't talk about this enough because, again, as much as I love the fourth season, they do analyze a little bit more in the dishes, but without time for me to fully understand. And plus, I've only watched the season once, so I might have to watch it again. Coming in at number 20 in this is the Japanese roll cakes made by the patissier expert Momo, who is a cute little thing. And the ingredient they used for this dish mostly was supposed to be a special type of sugar. And she made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these roll cakes. So much so, she was able to build a whole castle that Disney would be jealous of. The roll cakes are different flavored, but they're all used the same type of sugar. And it looks divine and decadent. Reason it's near the bottom of the list is because in trying to impress the judges, Momo went so far to make roll cakes for everyone in the Coliseum. The Coliseum, that's what I call it. And it looks delicious, but it looks basic. Number 19 is Saito's 10-piece ruby orb sushi, which is basically the same thing Ninasaka did, but his was a little bit better because he did... It's basically the same dish, just with the other one had variations, so that one's pretty basic. Moving on. Coming in number 18 on this list is the Calamari Rapine by Takumi Aldini. And hang on, I just gotta bring it up. One second. There we go. This thing looks absolutely delicious, and I love Italian cuisine. I love Japanese cuisine. I love anything Asian cuisine. I love Italian cuisine, but I would love to try this. It's basically a whole spear squid stuffed with ingredients and then sliced. So yeah, that's basically what a rapine is. It's where you stuff something and then you cut it into sections, like almost like what you do with sausage. When you stuff a sausage casing and then you slice it up, basically that's what it is. Like, I swear to God, looking at this dish, my mouth is watering right now, and I haven't had dinner yet, so maybe this was a stupid decision. But absolutely, I would love to try a rapine of any type of food. Like, if I go to a restaurant and I see rapine on the menu, I'm 100% going to get it. Coming up, number 17 on the list is the puree soup of 4 green tea. Are we going to put the image up? Nice. Put it above me. I know this thing looks... I know this looks very like a piece of art. But it is. It's basically purees of different types of green tea leaves, and it's done. What else about it? Okay, so yeah, it's basically 4 different soup purees with different green teas and different ingredients with each green tea. So the ingredients elevate so well, like they're perfectly matched. And Skasa, he's one of the villains of the arc, but he doesn't look it. In any other anime, he would look like a vanilla antagonist. No, protagonist. Yeah, protagonist. Man, I'm losing my mind right now. So it looks delicious. But I'm not so much for cold soups or anything like that. So, yeah. Number 16 is the African ramen. Oh. This looks smashing. The main ingredient for this was supposed to be chili peppers. But looking at it, you never would have known. The dude who specializes in ramen mashes up the chili peppers and throws in what were the ingredients? Yeah, I gotta go into my database here in order to get a better description for the ingredients, so I don't say anything wrong. Let's see. Chicken bone stock, the red peppers, chicken drumlet. So it's basically a chicken ramen broth with chili peppers and peanut butter. And I'm just going to say this. If you're not allergic to peanut butter and you're trying to make like your own flavorful stock, or if you're trying to do like a stir fry, throw in a little bit of peanut butter into it and it will give it a little bit more flavor. And I've tried it on my own and it is delicious. You just got to let it melt down a little bit and just mix it in with all the other ingredients. And then the toppings are a pork shoulder with a glaze, and the ramen noodles are wide style, so like really wide ramens. Not only that, but he crushes up a whole bunch of peanuts into this ramen in order to balance out the chili peppers and to make the ramen look not so red and hot. And 100%, if anyone I know is a professional chef, if I give them this recipe and they make it for me, I will be at their restaurant every once a week to have that ramen. It's African ramen because it does a lot of the chili spices and a lot of other herbs from the African plains, but it mostly uses the peanuts and peanut butter because in the anime, it's a freaking elephant charging through. Because, yeah, in this show, they really over the top explain the intensity of the food. And peanut butter, ramen, chili peppers, pork, chicken broth. Where can you go wrong with anything in that sentence? You can't. Man, I'm getting a little tired. Next up, Dorayaki by Megumi Tadakoro. For those of you who aren't really that sure what dorayaki is, it's basically a Japanese pancake. It's 2 pancakes sandwiched together with filling inside. And this one is an apple butter filling with needle-thin ginger stuffed into it. And I will admit, just by looking at it, because dorayaki is normally seen as street food, from what I've gathered from the show and from watching a bunch of people online eating the dorayaki when they go to Japan, I would assume like it's a street food thing. But that's what makes it so amazing. Like, I want to try this because it's something so simple. The thing is, when things are simple, the more complicated it is. But sometimes when it's simple, you can do so many variations with it. Where if it's super complicated, there's not much room for error or adjustments. So this dorayaki, like, if I ever get the chance to try a dorayaki, I'm going to go down, and I will not regret it. But this one, it sadly lost in the round, which was saddening. But it wasn't a perfect game, a perfect score. One judge liked this one a whole lot better, and that sent the person, Momo, the one who won, into kind of a bizarre thing of how she didn't get a perfect score and everything, because she's a perfectionist. And it was enjoyable seeing her get put in her place. Okay, I want to try. I don't do French that much, so this is the Liver à la Royale by Scasa, again, who's the number 1 seed. Let me get this dish. The Liver à la Royale. Oh, so this is his wild rabbit dish. It's Liver Ensemble, rabbit blood, chocolate sauce, royal custard, chestnut confit, and a fig apple puree. From collar meat and ground rabbit hind leg meat. Okay. The rabbit blood and chocolate. Oh, okay. So you do the rabbit blood with the chocolate sauce, add a little red wine, rabbit meat, bone fond, foie gras, chocolate, rabbit blood. You want to know what's the weird thing? This is a French dish. Look at this dish and tell me this doesn't look like something you'd see in a fancy restaurant. But the thing is, rabbit blood and chocolate? Well, it is past Easter, so like it's so bizarre, but at the same time, it looks highly done and it looks delicious. Screw the rabbit blood. I'll eat this dessert myself. I don't care. I will hog it. It looks delicious. But it is one of the most amazing dishes I saw in season 4. So I'll give it extra points for that. Number 13 is the Soufflé Lagarde de Grasse, made by Erina, who went up against the where is it? The Japanese roll cakes. And again, I have to go back and forth from my list to my database in order to get this correct. Okay. This thing looks fantastic. A beautiful souffle. Souffle with the So basically what Erina did with this dish, for Food War fans who haven't watched season 4, and if you haven't, I would suggest stopping this video now and go watch it right now. This is an homage to Megami's dorayaki, because it's basically a souffle with red bean paste center of a dorayaki. So it's a souffle pancake with egg whites, egg yolks, with the meringue, red bean paste. The garnish is all that beautiful stuff that you see on top. And, okay, I'm going to be honest 100%. I am not a big dessert person, except for ice cream, cake. But if I see something that's really, really unique, I will try it for desserts. Because I don't eat pies. I don't eat a lot of those stuff. But this dessert, this souffle with the red bean paste in the center, I would 100% eat this. Another delicious looking dish. Okay, I'm starting to get really hungry. After this, I'm going to jump in and get dinner. Next up is the Jewel Butter Seafood Bowl from Saito. Now, this was a weird one because the main ingredient the main ingredient was butter. So making butter the theme of your dish was very interesting. But this bowl has salmon, squid liver, salmon roe, sushi rice. But it's a sushi bowl. And just look at this thing. This dish 100% looks like something that a samurai would eat back in feudal era. I mean, not like to the high level, but something to this aesthetic. And it just looks so delicious. And every single bit, from the salmon to the roe to the squid, is cooked in different ingredients with the butter. So the butter definitely permeates through the dish and even through the rice. And as a Japanese, I would love to eat this dish every single day of my life if I could, because it looks so good, and I love seafood, and I love this kind of craziness. I know I'm saying that a lot about every single dish, but all of them are just spectacular, so I gotta. Number 11 is the Bewitching Roast Beef by one of the guys I absolutely hated, Eisen. I absolutely hate the Alchemist. That's his nickname in the show. And I absolutely hate him. For one reason, because he's going up against Takumi Aldini. The dish looks delicious, but what he does makes him an absolute jackass. Because the theme was beef, Takumi Aldini was going to make a pizza with shredded beef on top of it. Almost like a Philly cheesesteak pizza, but no cheesesteak, just the beef. So knowing what he was going to do, Eisen puts in his horseradish sauce a whole bunch of artichokes along with the roast beef with a soft poached egg on it. Now, the thing about artichokes is that when you eat a lot of them, it changes your tongue. It changes your taste buds. So after you eat a whole bunch of artichokes, anything you eat afterwards will become very, very sweet. Overly sweet. So it would throw off Takumi's dish. Now, that being said, this roast beef looks delicious. It looks delicious. And I've been trying to make that horseradish sauce with some artichokes, but I can't really get a lot of artichokes, and apparently they're, that aren't pickled. So, yeah. And one of these days, it just looks delicious. It's just a shame that it came from an ass hat. Okay, coming up next is the mushroom milfoil from Rindo Kobayashi, which was her final dish in the season. And this thing looks amazing. A milfoil is basically a layered dessert, but this one is done with mushrooms. And it actually looks like, again, like I keep saying, every single dish in this show is freaking amazing. Excuse me. So basically, this is pie crust, pie dough, shiitake mushroom confit, which is sliced, dulo mushroom paste, button mushroom, shallots, garlic, butter, stock, crushed chestnuts, cream, black truffle slices. Basically, it's a multi-layered sliced mushroom dessert. And the weird thing about this is formic acid that is in this. And because Rindo is the one that uses very obscure ingredients, formic acid is from ants. So, extract from ants. That she puts a little bits of it into the milfoil just to give it a different flavor. And I'm not sure how that would work in real life, but overall, the milfoil looks delicious on its own without that disgusting entomology secret. Next up, okay, we're in the tops here, guys. Next is Soma's. You know what the funny thing is? Again, out of 22 dishes so far, out of 13 dishes so far, not once have I gone to Soma's, because Soma's dishes are near the top, and that's a fact. His butter pilaf inari sushi, which are little bits of sushi. You know what? Where is it? Butter pilaf inari sushi. Let me get it. This sushi looks and this was during the butter battle as well. And it looks delicious. Oh. Oven baked inari sushi. Like everything he does with this dish, the inari sushi. He's going up against a dude who does sushi for his specialty, and he's doing this. The thing about this inari sushi is that it has so many different elements inside and out, and everything that's done in it is stuff that he took from everyone he's competed against, and all of his friends, from Megumi, from Ryu Kurokiba, from Kira, from Takumi, from everyone, and he puts this all in his dish, and it just makes it all the better when he wins this round. And it's a dish, it's a type of sushi that I would love to eat anywhere if it's ever on a menu. But I don't think we're gonna get a sushi this amazing in the history of the world. I'm just gonna say that, unless someone takes these recipes and does them. Next up is the Japanese Wild Rabbit Soup by Ishiki. Ishiki is one of the craziest people I've ever met in the show. But I love him so much. He's so wacky, but when he cooks, it's terrifying. It's ridiculously terrifying. Japanese Wild Rabbit Soup. It is pure white, the soup. Or, no, wait, it's pure, I'm trying to find the word. It's so transparent. The soup itself is transparent that it looks like there's nothing in it. Like, it's so crystal clear. A clear Japanese soup. Okay. Oh, and it's also... There's also a wonton, which I think is like a wonton somewhat, but lighter. Inside of it is boiled mochi, and the filling is white miso. Oh, and it changes once you break it open. First, you're supposed to drink the soup some of the soup originally, and then break open the center, and then it all seeps in, changing the flavor. And just watch. Okay, again, for those of you who haven't watched Food Wars, the way they describe the food is 100% freaking bizarre. It is not for the faint of heart, and if you are the faint of heart, I would try it because it is so ridiculous and so much fan service. So much fan service that Rosario Vampire or High School DxD would be blushing right now. But rabbit soup, as long as I don't have to see the rabbit, I'm good. Next is the green tea Kurozabuda from Torinori Kuga, who is one of my favorite characters. Like, he's so over the top and so small, and he's voiced by Alejandro Saab, which makes him all the better. And this dish looks like it's chocolate, but it's not. It's basically pork shoulder, and this is during the green tea. It's pork shoulder, green tea leaves, potato starch, frying oil, the black vinegar sauce. Black vinegar, sugar, green tea leaves that are crushed, smoked soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, and glace de venta fondant. I don't understand the French words. But this whole thing doesn't look like a green tea dish, but all of it's infused into that pork shoulder. And this is Szechuan cooking. Oh, Chinese and French cooking combined, because Torinori Kuga is a Szechuan cuisine expert. And I love watching him do his first cuisine of season 3. I would love to try Szechuan cuisine after watching his show. Yeah, because of Food Wars, I want to try a variety of different cuisines worldwide, and I would love to find places like that. Yeah, I'm a bit of a when it comes to food, I'm kind of a globetrotter, wanting to try foods from all over all different types of food throughout the world. And when I say that, I don't mean a hamburger in every single country. Next up is the white armor plate sauce chevalier. Yeah, that sounds really epic, doesn't it? And that is Skasa's final dish of the season. And I'm gonna be completely honest. Look at this. There have been so many different dishes full on the plate, and this thing is the final dish of the first seat, which is the top tier, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. But it looks absolute. It's basically venison meat. Like, this thing looks simple and very bland, but it looks delicious. It's basically a roasted venison with a salt crust, salt, egg whites, and flour. And the garnishes are cloud ear mushrooms dried. Like, the way they describe eating this dish, it's like you're brought into Eden. You're brought to paradise. And everything this dude does is heavenly. It's scary. But looking at the fact that it's so simple looking, I thought I was gonna put it on the bottom of my list, but no, because it doesn't matter how big a dish is. If the flavor is there, it's got to look good. And yeah, this almost put Soma and Erina in the hot seat. So yeah, it's a good dish. Simple, elegant. It's Skasa. Next up is the Diplo Mezzaluna pizza by Takumi Aldini that took out the roast beef. Now this one I can explain in spades because there's a chef on YouTube that I watch who does these anime dishes, and it just looks so delicious. The pizza dough has yuzu juice spread across it to give it a little bit of sour and a sweetness. But because Takumi figured out what Aizen was going to do, or he kind of figured, because Aizen doesn't like to play fair. Never likes to play fair. So when he figured that he was going to do something to mess with his dish, and because there's only two things that could really screw up a dish. One would be the miracle fruit that, like, once you put it in your mouth and you swish it around, it changes your taste buds. So disgusting things would become better. Like, I know this because of a CSI episode. Yes, seriously. So if you bite into an onion, it would taste like you're biting into an apple. But that would screw up any other dish. So artichokes was the only thing. The mezzaluna is double. One is the hang on, I actually gotta look this up because I don't want to pronounce anything wrong. But just look at the pizza while I'm doing this. So yeah. The white miso paste that's also on the pizza is sugar mirin, the white miso. The beef shigurina, which is beef thinly cut with soy sauce, sugar, sesame oil, and needle-thin ginger as well thrown in on top. And scallions. But that is only on the one half of the pizza. The other half is a complete quattro fromage pizza, which is basically a 4-cheese pizza. It's got mozzarella, parmesan, gorgonzola, ricotta with a bit of black pepper. You're supposed to eat the beef side first and then the plain cheese. And I want this pizza. I want this small pizza. And yes, I wouldn't have to eat a lot of artichokes because the fact that he knew he was going to do artichokes, he adjusted the seasonings with his pizza so that everything is exponentially better on both halves of the pizza. Oh, I love pizza and a really good pizza. So if I get a chance to eat this, yeah, I'll pay for the whole thing and everyone else can get their own pizza because mine. Next up is, we're near the end, the time-fused brazen youngster style prime evil meat. Wow, that was a mouthful. This is Soma's final dish of the season. And it is so fucking ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's basically beef slices and bacon wrapped around a bone. You know what? Fred Flintstone would eat this. It's beef slices wrapped around the bone with a special sauce of garlic, ginger, soy sauce, and mirin with a little bit of honey, onions, and orange juice. And he also made a gelatin consomme sauce that he injected directly into the meat. Now it looks, and also there's also a pate of chicken meat in it too. So it looks absolutely cartoony and ridiculous. But once you bite into it, the meat gets you. And then the minute you bite into it again, the consomme sauce just liquefies out and covers the entire bit of the meat. And it just looks so freaking delicious. I want to try this 100%. And it's, oh my God. Yukihira knows how to make dishes that are absolutely ridiculous and bizarre. But at the same time, I want this dish. It's crazy, it's delicious, it's meat. That's it. Now we're at the number 3 spot with the Queen's Apple Tart. Which, I'm going to be honest, this one looks somewhat simple to make, but at the same time, it's not. Let's start off with the simple part of the bread basket that is edible. And the tart is just crust and a rose syrup. So basically the way you do this is you take specific kind of rose petals, massage them into water so that the liquid from it comes out into the water. And you make a simple syrup out of that by adding water, and it's so simple. And the thing that they pointed out is that the roses that were used were the same roses that Cleopatra used in her bath water. So it has that nice aroma. And then you slice the apples super thin, coat them into the syrup, and then lay them onto the tart. So it looks like a rose. This is beyond perfection of what a dessert could be. Beyond perfection. Like, it looks so simple, but at the same time, it is simple in technique, but you need to do it precisely in order for everything to look good. But it looks so enchanting. I can't believe a dessert made this high on the list. Okay, next up we've got Rindo Kobayashi's first dish, the Lasiji Cayman, which is a dish that was for the chili pepper round, and it's red beyond belief, and she used fresh alligator meat because cayman is a kind of alligator, and just the way she cooks it, it's crazy. And look at this thing, it's pure red, like everything is red. The cayman meat. Hang on, let me get it up. Let me get the information up. This is one of the few times I actually have to do research and actually look stuff up. So the alligator meat is salt and pepper with the chili peppers, potato starch, and the frying oil. So she fries up the meat and the chili peppers and scallions, and it's basically done in a Szechuan style, like cooking it. So it gets a little bit more spice with all those chili peppers. Oh my God. Oh, I am getting exhausted and hungry talking about all these dishes. But delicious nonetheless. The number one dish from Season 4 of Food Wars, for those of you who have been keeping score, it's obvious. Erina's La Palette Vertebral Delinquent. I have no clue how to describe this. So basically, okay, for everyone who loves One Piece, everyone knows the running gag with Soma. But for right here, this is where Erina takes everything that she's learned from being with the dorm with Soma and all the other rebels. She learns from everyone's mistakes and she utilizes this. It's high free-range chicken breast with a scrambled egg sauce. Now, looking at this dish, it looks simple. Wait, where is it? Where is it? And in that little cup is rice. And it looks... So this is a play on two of Soma's dishes. The transforming furikake rice that he made when he first came into Totsuki to impress Erina for the exam, and his running gag of peanut butter squid. It's not just the chicken breast. The sauce is egg sauce, scrambled egg sauce with crushed crackers, boiled rice, spear squid, and peanut butter. Like, she took a failing running gag in the show and Soma's very first dish at Totsuki, technically the entrance exam dish, but it doesn't matter, and transformed it into a killer dish that goes so well with his caveman meat. And it finally won the season and eliminated her father, who is voiced by Ian St. Clair, so I can't get too mad. But at the same time, this dish is so bizarre because it takes everything Erina didn't know about cuisine, that you need to make mistakes in order to correct them, and actually you can use mistakes to make something interesting. And this dish is a prime example of that. And that is why it is the #1 dish of season 4, because it's so bizarre, and it takes the running gag from the show that literally made everyone gag and made it into something truly delicious and remarkable. And if I ever meet a friend who's talented enough to take this on, I will gladly be a guinea pig. And after all that, I am starving, so I'm going to go get some food now. And that's it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you enjoyed all the videos this month. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next month, where it's May, so hopefully the rain will go away. Join me as we rev it up in our next Top 13. This is Gamer K, logging out.